Every morning the alarm rang, and every morning, Ethan hit snooze. 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Just like every other day, Ethan was a dreamer. He dreamed of becoming successful, rich, respected, and free. But there was one thing that stood in his way. He was lazy. He always said, "I'll start tomorrow." Study? Tomorrow. Workout? Tomorrow. Chasing his dreams? Tomorrow. But here's the truth that no one told him. Tomorrow never comes. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. While Ethan was still getting ready, the world kept moving forward. His friends were starting businesses. Some were getting promotions. Others were chasing their passions, creating something of their own. And Ethan? He was still lying in bed, scrolling through his phone, watching videos of other people living the life he wanted. He thought, "I have time. I'm still young." But what he didn't realize was, every second that passed was a piece of his life he could never get back. One evening, Ethan's father came into his room. He was holding a glass jar full of small stones. "Son," he said gently, "this jar represents your life." He placed it on Ethan's desk. "Each stone is one day you've been given." Then, without saying another word, his father poured half the stones out onto the floor. Ethan frowned. "What are you doing?" His father looked at him, his eyes calm but serious. "These are the days you've already wasted. What will you do with what's left?" For a moment, Ethan couldn't speak. He just stared at the stones on the ground, and it hit him. He had wasted half of his life doing nothing. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. His father's words echoed in his head again and again. He sat up, turned off his phone, and whispered to himself, "No more tomorrow." It was just 3 words, but they changed everything. The next morning, Ethan woke up early for the first time in years. He didn't feel motivated. He felt uncomfortable, tired, even miserable. But he got up anyway. He started small. He made his bed. He took a cold shower. He went for a run. And that morning, something changed. For the first time, he felt alive. Days passed. Weeks went by. Ethan read books, watched motivational videos, learned new skills. It wasn't easy. There were days he wanted to quit, days when old habits whispered, "Relax, take a break, you deserve it." But every time he looked at that glass jar, half full of stones, he reminded himself, every day matters. Slowly, Ethan began to transform. His body became stronger, his mind became sharper, and his confidence, something he'd lost long ago, began to return. Years later, Ethan stood on the stage of a conference sharing his story with hundreds of young people. Behind him was a large image of the same glass jar, still half full of stones. He smiled and said, "I once thought time was endless, but it's not. Time doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't stop for excuses. And once it's gone forever." The crowd went silent. He looked around, then added, "I wasn't the smartest. I wasn't the most talented. But I learned one thing that changed everything. When you respect time, time will reward you." Ethan's story is a reminder. You don't lose your dreams because you're not capable. You lose them because you think you have time. You think there's a better moment to start, a better mood, a better opportunity. But the truth is, the best time was yesterday, and the next best time is right now. Because one day, you'll wake up and realize your tomorrows are all gone. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right time. Don't wait for permission. Every second that passes is a gift you can never get back. So use it, cherish it, live it. Because the value of time is the value of your life.